Let's look at the problems that the Ndebele encountered during their migration. You will appreciate that the Ndebele traveled a very long journey. This is because they found most of the places not very easy to live in. So they were forced to move. And what forced them to move are the problems that they encountered at each of those very different places. The first problem was that the Zulu state continued to threaten the Ndebele, or continued to threaten Mzilikazi and his group. Every Zulu king who came into power made it their policy to ensure that the Ndebele would never know peace as long as they were within reach of that state. No wonder why they left places such as Ekupumuleni and Mhlahlandlela. Right. There was also the problem of poor grazing lands, especially if you look at the situation at Ekupumuleni there. They moved because, among other problems, grazing land was scarce in the area. There was a drought of 1823 to 1824, and that made the people realize that they could not stay in the area. So they moved away after having lost some cattle as a result of the drought, and some people died also as a result of the drought. Point number 4, there were threats from other groups like the Griqua. And the Griqua, remember, were a very dangerous group because they had guns. In the Mzilikazi's group, despite how good they would have been at fighting, I think you'll appreciate the fact that they were not going to stand against the Griqua if they had guns. Then there were also the Rolong and the Khoisan, as well as the Tswana. These continued to cause problems to the Ndebele. So the Ndebele had naturally no option except to move away. If you consider the case at Mhlahlandlela, you realize that there were also cattle diseases. A cattle disease led to the loss of many Ndebele cattle at Mhlahlandlela, and they moved away because of that. Added to the cattle disease, there was malaria, which affected many people there. The Ndebele moved away again because of that, even though Robert Moffat tried to assist them in the best ways possible. The malaria, together with the cattle disease, forced the Ndebele to move away. Then the last problem is that as the group was growing, it became too big to control and feed. This forced Mzilikazi to divide the group into two. If you remember, when they left Mosega, Mzilikazi divided the group into two. While this might have been a way of solving the problem, you will also appreciate the fact that it caused problems later. Because remember, there was a civil war where there was a poor communication between the two groups, leading to the installation of Kulumane as king. That problem was caused by the fact that Mzilikazi divided the group into two because it had become too large for him to control and feed. So basically, those are some of the problems that the group, let me call them the Ndebele for now. Let me call them the Ndebele for now. The group faced many problems. Fortunately, they were able to move away, to leave those problems until they finally crossed into Western Zimbabwe, where they found the Roji, who were not able to resist them, or let me say, who were peaceful enough to accept peaceful coexistence with the Ndebele. Thank you.